Hey, this is Dee Dee Sanchez from Scrappy Gamer DDS, and I'm doing a craft project for Halloween. So I'm glad you came by to watch, and it's going to be done in snippets. So I'm going to show you right now the supplies and tell you quickly what the idea is going to be. So basically, I'm using some Halloween pattern paper from My Mind's Eye. And even though I'm a Stampin Up Demonstrator, I was a scrapbooker long before that, so I have a ton of supplies, and Halloween is my favorite. So got a basic orange stripe, tried to pick stuff that had that glimmery shine to it, some polka dots, and also this really cool swirly design which also has that sheen of color. And what I'm doing is every year my girlfriends and I, we all have small children, 10 or so and under. We get together and we do the trick-or-treating thing, but times are changing and it's really hard to go out. People are not as open, at least in our neighborhoods. So we gather all the girls together, because they are pretty much all girls, and we go 4 blocks down, 4 blocks up. They get the experience, but then we have a little get-together. And so I usually make some kind of treat bag. So if you're a My Favorite Pumpkin subscriber, then you know that our September kit had these awesome little bags, burlap bags. But I'm not going to use that for the kids. What I am going to use are these things. If anybody knows what these are, or doesn't know rather, this is basically where the flavored drink packets, when you're trying to like cut back on sugar and stuff, come in. And so I just took off the main label. They have a nice little lid. Can fill that with goodies and pop it back. And this is one of the things, and this is pretty much about all the cooked candy we will give them, so we're not going candy crazy. Then we usually buy things that are creative, crafty and such, because each of us is a teacher. One's a nurse, the other one is nope, we're all pretty much teachers and nurse and a nurse. So basically, I'm going to decorate these with this and a couple other punches and stamps. So I think that I'm going to be using some punches that I had to make a layered tag with these guys, a 1 inch, 1.5 inch, and a 2 inch scallop. And I did get, since I have in my stash, I had some Halloween stamps, which were from Michael's. Michael's was my favorite store before I found Stampin' Up, so I have some little designs. And also I have the kit from the Paper Pumpkin, which came with its own Halloween stamp set. I need a, I don't know if you can see that. Is that great? Anyway, it's upside down. Oops. So I'm on the fence. I'm gonna figure out what I'm going to do, but right now I'm going to cut some paper. I am going to record everything, and then I'm going to speed through where I have to and then stop where I need to, because I did get some ribbon in orange. I have black glitter, and green and red. So we shall see where this is going to take us. Okay, so that's our supplies, and I'm going to start to cut up and assemble. Okay, so before I get started, a few more supplies. I have some glittery paper, which is a Recollections item in this brownish color. I needed to pull another piece of My Mind's Eye cardstock paper, designer paper, and a craft. I'm going to be able to get 2 of these little boxy things out of 1 sheet, but I have 7 boxes, so I'll save the 8th one, and if I find another one around the house, then I can wrap it up. And so I'll have 8 altogether. I think I need about 7. I'm trying to count the kids in my head, but there's always one that might pop up, I don't know where. So this is the rest of the stuff that I pulled out, and I also pulled out some enamel dots that I found that are in these purples, grays, silvers, and blacks. And I have a few other things, but I think this is decorative enough, or I might switch it out for some rhinestones that I had. So those are my possible combinations. The punch I'm going to use is going to be this, I think it's 2.5 inches punch. It's a Martha Stewart punch that I had, and also a 2¼ inch scallop. And it's kind of backwards. Usually you stack them this way, but I'm going to do something to create that offset because I want that glitter paper to peek through and not be you can't really stamp on it. So that's where I'm going. And I am going to use the Eat and Drink and Be Scary. And maybe the spider. I don't know yet. Okay. Okay, so here I'm doing the speed up on all of the paper cutting. And since our 12 by 12 sheets, I just cut them in half. They worked out perfectly as terms of the width or the height of the can being about 6 inches. And then I needed to cut them out, cut them down to 8½. And that gave me enough to wrap around and be able to secure at the back the colored paper. So I'm just double checking. I'm figuring out whether I want to turn the stripe sideways or straight up and down. So I cut all of the 12 by 12 sheets down, and then I decided to cut out this scallop and out of the glitter paper. And then I was thinking of how I'm going to use it, and then I wound up figuring out that I would cut them in half, and I didn't to feel like that was enough. I was only going to use half of the circle scallop, and then I said, no, you know what? Let me cut out what I need, which is 8, and cut them in half. So that's what I did there. Here I'm gonna do the stamp. So I know in the beginning I mentioned using the smaller scallop and circle, but the words from the Recollection stamp set were not uh, they didn't fit enough. There was not enough space, so I needed to step it up to the bigger Martha Stewart punch. So I'm just double checking that right there. And now I'm gonna stamp out 8 of these. I think I stamped something like 9 of them, and then one was like really, really light. And I don't mind that because I like that, effect. It's Halloween, it's handmade. And then here I go punching all of the circles out of the cardstock, which is just basic Recollections cardstock in craft color. And then I couldn't get to some of them, so I had to cut off edges in order to make the punch reach. So um, here you see that we're just inking the edges just to give it that rough, dirty kind of look. And then I said, here is where I want to figure out how I'm going to use this ribbon. So even though most of the papers had oranges and blacks and silvers, I chose the orange ribbon because I did buy it specifically for Halloween. And so I cut about 16 inches of it, and it needed you're going to see what's going to happen with the ribbon. I'm going to wrap it around there and try to attach it, and you'll see that process. So I'm just finishing up the inking here and making it all nice and rough looking. And then I'm going to decide where to place the glitter. Since the scallop was smaller than the Martha Stewart punch, and it could fit the only way it could fit my I can't even talk right now. Okay, we'll get back to that. So right now what's happening is just me attaching the paper to each of these. I wanted to get it out. I like to do things assembly line. If you've ever seen my videos, even if I'm making one card, if it's something live like this, I do things in phases. So I said, I cut all the scallops out, I cut all the circles out, and now I'm attaching all of the container paper. So I'll do that to all of them, and then I'll go back to something and do it again, assembly line, do all of the pieces that I need. So that's just my process. And so here I'm back to the scallop thing, trying to figure out where it would look good, and I decided to give it almost like a winged effect, just so it has a little bit of sparkle. And here's the assembly line. This is what I was talking about. I put all the glue down first, where I knew I needed the glue, and then I was able to just pick everything up, boom, 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 and not have to keep picking up the adhesive every other time. So here are my tags. There's not going to be names on here. I'll pretty much let the girls pick whichever ones they want. Or maybe I'll give my daughter Madison the choice of giving them out. That's something that she likes to do, being that we probably will host over here by us the event. Now I decided to use the rhinestones, so I'm just putting the rhinestones on to each of them. Just mixing up the colors, mixing up the placement. So some of them have purple and silver and white, and some have black and silver and purple. So just different combinations. So the little hand right there is my daughter, is helping me to figure out which one should go with which, because in her mind they are different, and I guess they are. So now I'm using some Pop Dots to attach them, and I'm trying to figure out how the ribbon is going to work with that. So here we are with the curse of the bow and the YouTubers. How many times have we watched videos and people are struggling with the bows? Well, this is my turn. So I put the bow here, I put the bow there, I put the bow on the top, on the bottom, on the side, and I'm not happy. So then I say, you know what, I just gotta figure out something so that I already cut them. And I think part of it was that I cut them too short. I cut them at 16 inches, and to go around is about 8 inches. So I think I needed to do, I think the rule of thumb is supposed to be 3 times, whatever it is. So next time I will know better. Here I'm just like flustered, so I'm just putting things away. I'm like, I can't deal with this ribbon. So then I put that one aside. I say, you know what? I'm going to try something different. And so what I decided to do is just basically knot it, have the strings coming down, the ribbon, and then cut them nicely. And it looks good. It's not bad. So now I have to take the pop dots off of this guy. And I pretty much just tie, bring it down, pop the pop dots on, cut the edges. And so that's really it. This is coming down to the wire. There was nothing more that I added. I added one little detail at the end. There's going to be a few stills, shots of all the projects, of all of the canisters, the containers, and the tops. They were bothering me for a while, so I just added a little bit of black detail, and you'll see that in one of the still shots. So yeah, I mean, I love to do crafty things. I love to do for the kids. I love to dress things up. I'm a big time entertainer. So whenever I can think of a way to make a party favor out of something that I have on hand, I so do it. And so you know, I think it's one of my YouTube friends says it's upcycling. So here we go. Here are the Okay, so that was the time-lapse portion. Sorry, the camera's wobbling. Of the video. Here are the 4 basic designs of the candy containers for the Halloween party that we usually have for the girls. So just a quick little bring it up so you can see it's got the glitter, it's got the bling, the ribbon, and it's pretty. The moms will ooh and ah, and the kids will be like, hey, what's inside? So just need to go grab a bag of candy, a little assortment, fill each one, and leave the rest of the candy for the trick-or-treaters that do show up in the neighborhood. So this is the one that my daughter decided that she wanted. This is her paper pick, and so that's hers. Still getting used to the camera, sorry guys. And this is the last one there with a little ribbon around and whatnot. And basically the measurements that I said, they go for either one of these containers. One is more square, one is more oval. This is the Stop and Shop brand, if you have a Stop and Shop in your neighborhood, of powder drink. This is the actual Crystal Light brand, but the paper, the measurements work the same for both. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it gives you some ideas, and I hope that if you liked it, you'll give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments, I would love to hear what you have to say. That would be awesome. And so just remember that crafting is not a spectator sport. We have to get our hands dirty and have some fun. So thank you for watching, and until next time, bye.